Welcome back to the Void Compass. The comments underneath my videos never cease to amaze me. The level of wisdom and perspective that is currently being shared is nothing short of astounding and humbling. To know that the collective is experiencing such a consciousness shift warms my heart. If you have found this channel, you have not done so by accident. If you are resonating with the messages here, you're meant to be here. And I am contracted at the soul level to assist you and guide you. I am but a small fish in a very large sea. This is a small channel. This isn't a flashy channel. I sit here dressed in a multitude of hoodies and sweatshirts as I talk into a camera. And yet here you are, listening and resonating. And for that, I am grateful. So today, what do I want to talk about? Today, I want to teach you how to grieve. I want to guide you through the grieving process. Why? Why today? The day after Christmas? Because I read the comments and I answer them. And I feel how many of you are feeling a deep, surfacing grief at this point in your journey. And I'm here to serve and assist, and so I will do so. Why is grief so integral to this journey? To the twin flame awakening journey? Why is it so prevalent? Why is it so merciless and long-standing and unyielding? Why does it feel like a part of you has been wrenched out of place, threatening to leave you incomplete for the rest of your pain-ridden existence? Can something be done with this ever-present feeling of grief, always ready to greet you once more as it surfaces to remind you of your inherent, ostensible incompleteness? The reality is you are not incomplete. Your mind believes you are. But you are not the mind. You are soul. So how can we move through grief and do so with the utmost grace, allowing it to express itself and share its deepest, most vulnerable secrets with you, while allowing it to move upward and outward of your energy field, allowing you to once again return to a state of deep peace and unconditional love, a state of neutrality and a state of oneness with who you actually are, your soul. This is what this video is about today. It is for those who are hurting, for those who are feeling that relentless, ever-present pang of grief. Know that I am no stranger to this. I may sit before you today, free of that grief. But that is not because I have not moved through it. This isn't a process by which we bypass grief. A few questions have surfaced about bypassing. For those who are not aware, bypassing is the process by which we reach such a high state of consciousness. We come into such a space of non-mind that we no longer really need to worry about our emotions in that moment. as we've transcended the emotions. But bypassing is only temporary. Because as you return back to your present day moment, where you need to interact with the world and yourself, those emotions and traumas that you've bypassed resurface with even more vigor. So we are not bypassing here. We're transmuting. That is our game. That is our play. That is the way we move forward. We are here to transmute what we feel on the inside of our body, to make our bodies a safe place for consciousness and soul to reside. That is how we roll. Only then can you sink so deep into the void and feel that peace. Because you've introduced the light of your consciousness in such a way that darkness had to scatter, could not remain within that same loving frequency, and could not help but be transmuted by the light that you have introduced. So let me take you through this process practically. I do not wish to just sit here in front of you and talk philosophically about the process. We delve deep here, vulnerably, shame-free, and we address everything. And we never invalidate what we are feeling. We validate it with the utmost love and care. The same love we would have wished to receive from a parent, or a loved one, or a lover. This is what we're here to do. So let me take you through the process practically. You start to sit with yourself. You start to deepen your breathing. You have the intention of wanting to go deep into soul, of wanting to be at peace, of wanting to feel the oneness that you have heard others speak so much about. 'Tis your birthright, after all, is it not? You want to move into that space. So you begin to deepen your breath. I love to put my hand on my heart space, to feel that connection to my heart chakra, to feel that warmth start to build. And as you breathe deep into your abdomen, after a few breaths, you start to notice there is a feeling of tension begins to arise just in your stomach, solar plexus area. You start to notice this unease begin to surface. This is where most people would grab their phone, call a friend, watch a video, or scroll through social media. This is the first invitation to avoid this process. Continue to breathe into it, and you will start to notice, now that you've stuck with it, the discomfort begins to increase. You will notice that your body almost wills you to make your breathing more shallow so as not to feel the surfacing influx of emotional content. Stay with it. Your body will next begin to attempt to writhe, to shake, to move, just to not remain fixed in this uncomfortable space. Stay with it. Relax the muscles, relax the body. Do not move your body. Allow the discomfort to continue to rise. If it helps you keep your eyes closed, it helps me remove any visual stimulation, anything that could distract me. So I keep my eyes closed and I keep feeling. At this point, the feeling still increasing, you may get some thoughts that are attached to this feeling. And the mind will introduce its primary feelings of lack, its primary traumas, and the resultant strategy to fix that pain, hence your desires. You feel that abandonment, you feel that rejection. I wasn't good enough. They didn't want me. They haven't written me. I'm never going to see them again. And you feel that surface. And your mind, through its innocent filter of seeing everything as separate, sees you as the rejected, abandoned, unwanted one. All the core traumas and false beliefs it has about itself begin to surface and form a painful framework within you that validates itself and says, this happened because I'm not good enough. This happened because I've always been inherently unlovable. That is why my life has been this way. Let that surface. But I want you to not get lost in the narrative. I want you to listen to it. This is the moment where the tracks diverge. You are not going to fall into the experience. You're going to be feeling it. It's still rising. But you are consciously aware that this is how your mind operates and this is how your mind wishes to express itself. You are not judging the mind for feeling this way. You are not trying to change the mind for feeling this way. You are not shaming the mind for feeling this way, saying things from the spiritual ego, which is just the mind coming in through the back door. Saying things like, I should be past this by now. Why am I still here? I should be better than this by now. We're not doing that. We're remaining as the sole observer, watching and listening to the mind speak freely and express itself. And when you do this long enough, and you talk back to the mind as a loving parent would a wounded child, and say, it's okay. I want you to tell me fully how you are feeling in this moment. Tell me everything. I love you unconditionally, and I'm right here with you. You are not alone. Tell me everything. You will feel a surge of emotion pass through you. Your body may shake. The tears will flow. The crying will be deep. Not a shallow cry, no. A deep cry from the depth of your wounding. Keep holding yourself physically. I want you to hold yourself physically the way you would have wanted to be held while you were grieving. Stroke yourself if needs be. Hold yourself lovingly. Do not underestimate the power of your own touch and attention to where you are hurting in your body. Comfort yourself as this emotional release powerfully bursts through you. But keep your consciousness in soul. You are the one watching the mind go through this tremendous upheaval. And when it finally passes, I want you to continue holding yourself. And I want you to thank grief for sharing its deepest secrets with you. I want you to thank it, and I want you to tell it that you love it, that you will never abandon it, that you will never try to change it, that you understand why it feels the way it does. But keep your consciousness in your soul, always. Do not lose that perspective. You will still feel all the pain associated with that grief, but you will do so from a perspective that allows you to see that distinction between soul and mind. And why does that help? Because rather than just being the victim of the experience and reacting, you are responding from a place of unconditional love. You are introducing a frequency of unconditional love into an experience which previously had none. An experience so desperately vying for love. And you are holding that part of you, that fractured part of you, that fractured off of the mainstream of who you are, remained lost and separate from the wholeness of you. And you're reintroducing that part of you back into the fold, saying, hey, you're with me now. And I love you just the way you are. That is how you transmute grief, in the most loving manner. So when grief begins to surface within you, you welcome it. It's sacred. It's an opportunity for you to transmute what you're here to transmute. How else will you make your physical vessel a safe place for your consciousness and soul to reside? How else will you be able to sit in the void and feel peace? This is why you're doing what you're doing. Please remember this one important fact. You are in your self-contained universe, which means every experience around you is catering to you always, which also means life will always put you in situations and in circumstances and interactions to get you to admit how you really feel on the inside. Because it's catering to you. And it already knows what needs to be transmuted. So you will always find yourself in situations with other people, in circumstances that will trigger the emotions that you need to be tending to. That is why you see repeating themes. This is why the twin flame journey is so incredibly transformative. It reflects to you on the deepest, most accurate one-to-one level that there can be. Hey, you have this false belief about yourself. Hey, you're carrying this trauma. Look, I'm showing you. So those of you that are in solitude, that are isolated, do not despair. It is intentional. You're meant to be here. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes. Any transformative process is. You are shedding away the parts of you that no longer are congruent with the higher timeline you wish to embody. And this is relevant whether you are on a twin flame journey or not. This is how you emotionally transmute. This is the process. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. We are going to go deeper into emotional transmutation. We always do. I will get a feel for what the collective wants at this moment in time, and we will proceed. But I'm going to leave it here. And I will see you the next time on the Void Compass with more.